Have you ever put on your favorite shirt and suddenly felt down? Or slipped into an old pair of jeans and felt a wave of bad memories wash over you? It's not just in your head. Your clothes might actually be making you feel bad, and it's not because they're out of style or don't fit right. There's something much deeper going on here, something that famous researcher and author Joe Dispenza has been talking about. It's all about energy, and it's affecting you in ways you might not even realize. But don't worry. There's something you can do about it right now, and it could change everything. Think about it. You wear clothes every single day. They're right up against your skin, hugging your body, moving with you through all your ups and downs. What if they're not just fabric, but actually little energy sponges, soaking up everything you feel and experience? And what if every time you put them on again, you're wrapping yourself in all that old energy, good and bad? This isn't just some wild idea. It's something that's been studied and talked about by experts in the field of energy and consciousness, like Joe Dispenza. He spent years looking into how our thoughts and feelings affect our bodies and our lives. And he's found some pretty amazing things about how the energy around us, including the energy in our clothes, can change how we feel and even how we live our lives. But here's the really important part. Once you know about this, you can't just ignore it. Because every day you're not doing something about it, you might be setting yourself up for more bad moods, more stress, and more negative experiences. It's like walking around in a cloud of old, stale energy that's holding you back from feeling your best and living your best life. But don't panic. There's good news too. Just like your clothes can hold on to bad energy, they can also be cleared and filled with good energy. And when you learn how to do this, you're not just cleaning your clothes. You're setting yourself up for better days, more positive experiences, and a whole new level of control over how you feel. Imagine putting on a shirt and instantly feeling more confident, or slipping into a jacket and feeling a surge of motivation. That's the power of understanding and managing the energy in your clothes. And the best part? You can start making this change right now, today, with things you already have at home. Now you might be thinking, it's just clothes. How big of a deal can it really be? But let's think about this for a minute. Your clothes are with you all day, every day. They're there when you're having a great time with friends, and they're there when you're stressed out at work. They're with you during big life moments and quiet, lonely nights. All that time, they're right up against your skin, in your personal space, part of your daily life. If you ignore the energy in your clothes, you're basically letting all those old feelings and experiences hang around you all the time. It's like never changing the water in a fish tank. Eventually, things start to get murky and unhealthy. Think about a time when you were really upset or angry. Maybe you had a big fight with someone you care about, or you got some really bad news. Now imagine that all those feelings, the anger, the sadness, the stress, got stuck in the clothes you were wearing. Every time you put those clothes on again, you're unknowingly wrapping yourself in those old negative feelings. It's like replaying a bad day over and over again without even realizing it. And it's not just about big, dramatic moments. Even the little stresses of everyday life, the traffic jam that made you late, the spilled coffee, the annoying comment from a coworker, all of that energy can build up in your clothes over time. Day after day, you might be carrying around a whole lot of little frustrations and annoyances, weighing you down without you even knowing it. This can affect you in all sorts of ways. Maybe you find yourself feeling tired all the time, even when you've had enough sleep. Or maybe you notice that you're more irritable than usual, snapping at people for no real reason. You might feel stuck in a rut, unable to move forward in your life or achieve your goals. All of these could be signs that the energy around you, including the energy in your clothes, is dragging you down. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be this way. Just like ignoring the energy in your clothes can have negative effects, taking care of that energy can have some pretty amazing positive effects. Imagine putting on a shirt and instantly feeling more confident and capable. Picture yourself slipping into a jacket and feeling a surge of creativity and motivation. Think about how it would feel to get dressed in the morning and know that your clothes are supporting you, energizing you, helping you be your best self. When you start paying attention to the energy in your clothes and taking steps to keep it positive, you're setting yourself up for better days. You might find that you have more energy, that your mood is better, that you're more resilient when faced with challenges. You could even start attracting more positive experiences and opportunities into your life. This isn't about magic or superstition. It's about understanding that everything is energy, including us and the things around us. And when we learn to manage that energy, we can start to take more control over our lives and our experiences. So yes, it might seem like just clothes, but your clothes are a big part of your daily life and your personal space. By paying attention to their energy, you're taking a powerful step towards improving your overall well-being and creating the life you want. Explanation of energy and clothes. Understanding the invisible forces at play. Let's talk about energy. Not the kind that powers your lights or charges your phone, but the kind that's all around us all the time. It's the kind of energy you feel when you walk into a room where people have been arguing, or the buzz you get from a crowd at a concert. It's invisible, but it's very real, and it affects us more than we often realize. Now you might be wondering what all this has to do with your clothes. Well, according to spiritual beliefs and even some scientific theories, everything is made up of energy, including the clothes you wear. And just like a sponge soaks up water, your clothes can soak up the energy around them. Think about your favorite t-shirt. Maybe you've had it for years. You've worn it to parties, to work, on lazy days at home. You've worn it when you were happy, when you were sad, when you were stressed out. All those experiences, all those emotions, your shirt was there for all of it. And according to this idea of energy, your shirt didn't just witness those moments, it absorbed some of the energy from them. This might sound a bit out there, but let's think about it in a more everyday way. Have you ever put on clothes that you wore during a really stressful time and suddenly felt anxious again? Or maybe you've got a lucky shirt that always seems to make you feel good when you wear it. These could be examples of clothes holding on to energy. Joe Dispenza, who spent years studying the connection between our thoughts, our energy, and our experiences, talks about how everything in our environment can affect us energetically. He explains that our thoughts and emotions create an energy field around us, and this field can interact with everything we come into contact with, including our clothes. But it's not just about big emotional moments. Even the little things in our day-to-day lives can leave their mark energetically. The stress of a busy day at work, the joy of a fun night out with friends, the calm of a quiet evening at home. All of these experiences can leave traces of their energy in the clothes we're wearing. Now you might be thinking, but I wash my clothes. Doesn't that clean out all this energy stuff? Well, while washing certainly cleans the physical dirt from your clothes, many believe that it doesn't necessarily clear out all the energetic dirt. Just like how a sponge might still smell like soap even after you've rinsed it out, your clothes might still hold on to energy even after they've been washed. This is why some people who believe in energy work recommend doing special energy cleansing practices for clothes beyond just regular washing. These might include things like leaving clothes out in the sunlight, using certain herbs or crystals, or even doing energy clearing visualizations. But don't worry, you don't need to be an energy expert to start working with this idea. Simply being aware of it can make a big difference. Start paying attention to how you feel when you wear different clothes. Do certain items seem to boost your mood while others bring you down? This awareness is the first step in starting to manage the energy of your clothes. Understanding this concept of energy and clothes can open up a whole new way of thinking about your wardrobe. It's not just about style or comfort anymore. It's about how your clothes might be affecting your energy, your mood, and even your life experiences. And once you start paying attention to this, you might be surprised at the changes you start to see in how you feel and how you move through the world. Remember, this isn't about getting rid of all your clothes and starting over. It's about becoming more aware of the invisible forces at play in your daily life and learning how to work with them in a way that supports your well-being. It's about turning your wardrobe into a tool for positive energy in your life, rather than a potential source of hidden negative influences. So the next time you open your closet or drawers, take a moment to think about the energy of your clothes. What experiences have they been through with you? How might they be affecting you energetically? And most importantly, how can you start to make choices that support positive energy in your wardrobe and in your life? This awareness is the first step in a journey that could transform not just your closet, but your entire life. It's about more than just clothes. It's about taking control of the energy in your personal space and using it to support your well-being and your goals. And the best part? You can start right now with the clothes you're wearing at this very moment. Signs your clothes might be affecting you. Recognizing the subtle signals. Now that we understand how clothes can absorb and hold energy, let's talk about how to tell if your clothes might be affecting you negatively. It's not always obvious, but there are some signs you can look out for. First, pay attention to how you feel when you put on certain clothes. Do you ever put on a shirt and suddenly feel down or anxious for no clear reason? Maybe you have a pair of pants that always seems to make you feel sluggish or unmotivated. These sudden mood changes when you wear specific items could be a sign that those clothes are holding on to some negative energy. Another thing to watch for is if you find yourself avoiding certain clothes in your closet. We often think we're just not in the mood for a particular outfit, but it could be more than that. If you keep passing over an item that you used to love, it might be because that piece of clothing is carrying energy that you subconsciously want to avoid. Sometimes the signs are more physical. Do you ever put on a certain jacket and feel a heaviness in your chest or a tightness in your shoulders? Or maybe you notice that you get headaches more often when you wear a particular hat. While there could be other explanations, these physical reactions might be your body responding to the energy held in those clothes. You might also notice changes in your behavior or experiences when you wear certain clothes. For example, do you seem to have more arguments or misunderstandings on days when you wear a particular outfit? Or maybe you've noticed that you tend to have a harder time focusing at work when you wear certain clothes. These patterns could be signs that the energy in those clothes is affecting your interactions and performance. It's important to remember that these signs can be subtle. We're not talking about dramatic, instant changes. It's more like a gentle nudge, a slight shift in how you feel or how your day goes. That's why it's so important to start paying attention and noticing these small details. Take a moment to think about your own wardrobe. Are there clothes that always make you feel great when you wear them? Are there others that you wear out of habit, but never really feel good in? Start keeping a mental note of how different clothes affect your mood, your energy levels, and even your experiences throughout the day. Remember, this isn't about getting rid of all your clothes or overthinking every outfit. It's about becoming more aware of how your clothes might be influencing you on an energetic level. By paying attention to these signs, you're taking the first step towards creating a wardrobe that supports and uplifts you energetically. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds interesting, but is there any science to back it up? While the idea of clothes holding energy isn't something you'll find in traditional physics textbooks, there are some scientific concepts and studies that lend support to this idea. Let's start with the basics. Science tells us that everything is made up of energy. Even solid objects like clothes are actually made up of atoms that are constantly in motion. These atoms are surrounded by electromagnetic fields. So in a very real sense, your clothes are energetic systems, just like everything else in the universe. Joe Dispenza, who we mentioned earlier, has done a lot of work exploring the connection between our thoughts, our energy, and our physical reality. He talks about how our thoughts and emotions create electromagnetic fields around our bodies. These fields can interact with other energy fields around us, including those of our clothes. There's also some interesting research in the field of quantum physics that suggests that objects can be influenced by human consciousness. While these studies weren't specifically about clothes, they do support the idea that our thoughts and intentions can affect the physical world around us. Another area of science that's relevant here is the study of biofields. These are the electromagnetic fields that surround and penetrate living things. Some researchers believe that these biofields can be affected by things in our environment, including what we wear. There's also some fascinating research being done on the concept of cellular memory. This is the idea that our experiences and emotions can be stored at a cellular level in our bodies. While most of this research has focused on organ transplants, it raises interesting questions about how experiences might be stored in other materials close to our bodies, like our clothes. Now, it's important to note that a lot of this research is still in its early stages. The idea of clothes holding energy in the way we're talking about here isn't something that's been directly proven by scientific studies. But these areas of research do provide some interesting scientific context for the concept. What's really exciting is that as our understanding of energy and consciousness grows, We may see more direct scientific exploration of these ideas in the future. There are already scientists and researchers who are starting to bridge the gap between spiritual concepts and scientific inquiry. For now, though, a lot of the evidence for clothes holding energy comes from personal experiences and anecdotal reports. Many people say they've noticed real changes in how they feel and how their days go when they start paying attention to the energy of their clothes. Remember, just because something hasn't been fully explained by science yet doesn't mean it isn't real or valuable. Throughout history, there have been many things that people experienced and benefited from long before science could explain how they worked. The important thing is to keep an open mind and pay attention to your own experiences. If you find that thinking about the energy of your clothes and taking steps to manage that energy makes a positive difference in your life, then that's valuable, whether or not science has fully explained it yet. Types of clothes. Most likely to hold bad energy, identifying the energy magnets in your wardrobe. Not all clothes are created equal when it comes to holding energy. Some types of clothes seem to be more prone to soaking up and holding onto energy, especially negative energy. Let's talk about what these are and why they might be more of an issue. First on the list are clothes you were wearing during tough or stressful times. That shirt you had on during a big argument, the outfit you wore to a difficult meeting, or the clothes you were wearing when you got some bad news. These are prime candidates for holding on to negative energy. Every time you wear them, you might be unknowingly bringing that old stress back into your life. Clothes that you've had for a long time can also be energy magnets. Think about it. The longer you've had a piece of clothing, the more experiences it's been through with you. While this can sometimes mean good energy, like a favorite comfy sweater, it can also mean years of accumulated stress and negative experiences. Clothes that don't fit well or that you don't feel good in are another category to watch out for. When you wear something that makes you feel uncomfortable, either physically or emotionally, you're creating a negative energy association with that item. Over time, that negative energy can build up and affect you more strongly. Hand-me-downs or second-hand clothes are another type to be mindful of. While there's nothing inherently wrong with second-hand clothes, and they can be great for your wallet and the environment, they come with their own energy history. The previous owner's experiences and emotions might still be lingering in the fabric. Clothes made of synthetic materials are sometimes thought to hold more energy than natural fibers. The idea is that natural materials like cotton, wool, or linen might allow energy to flow through them more easily, while synthetics could trap energy. While this isn't scientifically proven, many people who work with energy report feeling a difference. Clothes that you wear often but don't really like are another category to consider. Maybe it's a uniform you have to wear for work, or a gift from someone that you wear out of obligation. When you regularly wear something that you have negative feelings about, you're constantly surrounding yourself with that negative energy. Dark or heavy clothes are sometimes associated with holding more negative energy. This isn't about the color itself being bad, but more about how these clothes might absorb and hold energy. Light, airy fabrics might allow energy to move through more easily. Clothes that you associate with a particular role or responsibility that stresses you out can also be energy magnets. For example, the suit you only wear for high-pressure business meetings, or the outfit you associate with a difficult part of your job. It's important to note that just because a piece of clothing falls into one of these categories doesn't automatically mean it's full of bad energy. And clothes that don't fit these descriptions can still hold negative energy. The key is to pay attention to how you feel when you wear different items. Start by going through your closet and thinking about each piece of clothing. When did you get it? What experiences have you had while wearing it? How do you feel when you put it on? This kind of inventory can help you identify which clothes might be holding onto energy that's not serving you well. Remember, the goal isn't to get rid of all these types of clothes. It's about being aware of which items might be more likely to hold on to energy, so you can take steps to clear that energy or make conscious choices about when and how you wear them. By being mindful of these potential energy magnets in your wardrobe, you can start to create a clothing collection that supports you energetically. This doesn't mean you need to buy all new clothes. It's about working with what you have in a more conscious way. It's about transforming your wardrobe into a source of positive energy in your daily life. Now that we understand how clothes can hold energy and which types are most likely to be affected, it's time to talk about what you can do about it. This is the urgent action that Joe Dispenza and other energy experts recommend: cleansing the energy of your clothes. The good news is you don't need any special equipment or skills to do this. You can start right now with what you have at home. The first and simplest step is to set a clear intention. Before you even touch your clothes, take a moment to close your eyes and visualize bright, clean energy flowing through your wardrobe. Imagine all the old, stagnant energy being washed away. Next, it's time to get hands-on. One of the most effective ways to clear energy from clothes is to use sunlight. Sunlight is a powerful natural cleanser, not just for dirt, but for energy too. Hang your clothes outside on a sunny day, or even just by a sunny window. As they hang there, imagine the sun's rays penetrating the fabric, burning away any negative energy. If you can't use sunlight, moonlight can work too. The full moon is especially powerful for this. Hanging clothes outside under a full moon is a practice that's been used for energy cleansing in many cultures. Another method is to use salt. Salt has been used for centuries in many traditions to absorb negative energy. You can add a cup of sea salt or Epsom salt to your laundry when you wash your clothes. As you do this, visualize the salt absorbing and neutralizing any negative energy in the fabric. Smudging is another powerful technique. This involves burning sage, palo santo, or other cleansing herbs and allowing the smoke to envelop your clothes. As you do this, state your intention out loud. I cleanse these clothes of all negative energy. They now hold only positive, supportive energy. For those who work with crystals, placing clear quartz or black tourmaline in your closet or drawers can help maintain a positive energy field around your clothes. You can also run your clothes through the air above these crystals before wearing them. Sound is another powerful cleanser. You can use a singing bowl, bells, or even clap your hands sharply near your clothes while setting the intention to clear away old energy. Remember, the key to all these methods is your intention. Whatever technique you choose, do it with focus and purpose. Visualize the negative energy leaving and positive, supportive energy taking its place. It's a good idea to do a major energy cleanse of all your clothes to start with, and then maintain the practice regularly, maybe once a month, or whenever you feel your clothes need an energy refresh. This might seem like a lot of work, but consider how often you wash your clothes to keep them physically clean. Keeping them energetically clean is just as important for your well-being. And once you get into the habit, it becomes a natural part of caring for your clothes and yourself. Cleansing the energy of your clothes is a great start, but there are other steps you can take to maintain positive energy in your wardrobe and your life. Here are some additional tips that can help. First, be mindful when you're buying new clothes. Before you make a purchase, take a moment to check in with how the item makes you feel. Does it bring you joy? Do you feel good when you touch it or try it on? Trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, even if you can't explain why, it might not be the best addition to your energetic space. When you bring new clothes home, consider cleansing them before you wear them. Remember, these items have been through many hands and environments before reaching you. A quick energy cleanse can help you start fresh with each new piece. Pay attention to how you store your clothes. Keep your closet and drawers clean and organized. Clutter can create stagnant energy, so regularly decluttering your wardrobe isn't just good for space. It's good for the energy of your clothes too. Be mindful of your thoughts and feelings when you're getting dressed. If you put on an outfit while thinking negative thoughts about your body or the day ahead, you might be inadvertently charging your clothes with that negative energy. Instead, try to cultivate positive thoughts as you dress. You could even create a small ritual, like saying an affirmation each time you get dressed. Consider the idea of energetic layering. This means being thoughtful about what clothes are closest to your body. You might choose to wear your most positive, high-energy items as base layers, creating a buffer of good energy close to your skin. Regularly rotate your clothes. Don't let items sit unworn for long periods, as this can lead to stagnant energy. If you have clothes you're not wearing, consider whether it's time to let them go. Be conscious of how you handle your clothes. Treat them with respect. Fold them neatly. Hang them with care. This mindful treatment can help maintain a positive energy around your clothes. Finally, remember that your own energy is the most powerful influence on your clothes. The more you work on maintaining your own positive energy through practices like meditation, exercise, and positive thinking, the more positive energy you'll naturally bring to your clothes and your entire environment. Let me share a personal experience that really brought home the power of clothing energy for me. A few years ago, I was going through a particularly stressful time at work. I had a big project that was causing me a lot of anxiety, and I found myself dreading going to the office each day. During this time, I had a particular outfit that I often wore for important meetings. It was a suit that I'd bought specifically for work, and I'd worn it to countless stressful presentations and difficult conversations. One day, as I was getting ready for another big meeting, I put on this suit and suddenly felt a wave of anxiety wash over me. It was so strong that it stopped me in my tracks. That's when I realized this suit had become a storage unit for all the stress and anxiety I'd been experiencing at work. I decided to experiment. Instead of wearing the suit, I chose a different outfit, one that I associated with happier times. To my surprise, I felt noticeably calmer and more confident throughout the day. This experience opened my eyes to the reality of clothing energy. I started paying more attention to how I felt in different clothes, and I began practicing some of the cleansing techniques we've discussed. The change wasn't overnight, but over time, I noticed a real difference. My mornings became more positive as I chose clothes that I'd intentionally charged with good energy. I found myself feeling more confident and relaxed at work, even during stressful times. Perhaps the biggest change was in my overall awareness. I started to see my clothes not just as things to wear, but as part of my energetic environment. This awareness spread to other areas of my life too, making me more conscious of the energy in my home, my relationships, and my daily activities. Now caring for the energy of my clothes is as much a part of my routine as doing laundry or ironing. It's a practice that has truly transformed my relationship with my wardrobe and in many ways with myself. As we wrap up this exploration of clothing energy, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've discovered. We've learned that our clothes are more than just fabric. They're energy sponges, soaking up our experiences, emotions, and the environments we move through. We've seen how this absorbed energy can affect us, influencing our moods, our confidence, and even our daily experiences. We've also learned that we're not powerless in this process. By becoming aware of the energy in our clothes and taking steps to manage it, we can transform our wardrobes from potential sources of negative influence into powerful tools for positive energy in our lives. Remember, this isn't about getting rid of all your clothes and starting over. It's about developing a new relationship with your wardrobe. It's about seeing your clothes not just as things you wear, but as part of your energetic environment, an environment that you have the power to shape and influence. The urgent action we've discussed, cleansing the energy of your clothes, is just the beginning. As you move forward, keep exploring and experimenting. Pay attention to how different clothes make you feel. Practice cleansing techniques regularly. Be mindful of the energy you're bringing to your clothes each time you wear them. This journey of clothing energy awareness is really part of a larger journey of self-awareness and conscious living. As you become more attuned to the energy of your clothes, you may find yourself becoming more aware of energy in other areas of your life too. Remember, every time you open your closet or put on an outfit, you have an opportunity to choose how you want to feel and what kind of energy you want to carry with you into your day. It's a simple act, but it can have a profound impact on your life. So, take that urgent action. Cleanse your clothes. Set positive intentions for your wardrobe. And most importantly, stay aware and curious about how your clothes are affecting you energetically. You might be surprised at the positive changes that unfold in your life as a result. Your clothes are with you every day, touching your skin, accompanying you through all your experiences. By taking care of their energy, you're taking care of yourself in a powerful and profound way. It's time to harness the hidden power of your wardrobe and use it to support and uplift you in your daily life.